Hey, what's up, YouTube people? Just to let y'all know, if you're the type of person that can't speak different languages like Korean, Japanese, Spanish, or anything like that, if you get like what I got on my phone and say you know someone that's Hispanic and they can't speak English, you can translate from your language, like if you speak English, you can translate it to Spanish by texting them. See, me, I got this translator and I can be able to communicate with them, but if they don't have the translator, I don't know what they're saying if they're speaking it. But if they have my number or text me on Facebook or whatever the case may be, then they can send a text and I can translate it, their language, into English. Just like Hispanics, if you can't speak Korean, all you gotta do is use your translator thingy and speak in Spanish, and it'll translate it in Korean of what you're saying in Spanish, and then they can read what you text or whatever. But and the Koreans, if they have the thing on their phone, then they can speak Korean. If they can't speak Spanish or English, then they can translate their language into other languages. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, okay, I'm going to use me as an example. I can't speak these languages. I can't speak Japanese, Korean, Spanish, or anything like that. But since I got the translator on my phone, then if I'm, say, on YouTube, or if I'm on Instagram, which I am, and I'm also on Facebook, then I can send a text to them in their language, no matter what culture they are. It don't matter if they're Russian, Italian, Hispanic, um, Korean, all this type. Then I can translate my words into those languages, and then they can understand me. So to those of you, even if you're Hispanic, like say, okay, here's an example. Say you're Puerto Rican and you can't speak Spanish. Then if you have the translator, then you can use that to translate what you're saying into the language that you want. So if if people out there gets the translators, then everybody can communicate with everybody, no matter what language they speak. But since I got the translator, I can send a text or a comment to these YouTubers, like say if the YouTubers are Hispanic and they can't understand what I put in my comment, then I can send that language in the comment. Basically, I can speak their language. I can't speak it from my own mouth, but I usually send like comments in their language or a text if I see them on Facebook or Instagram, then I can text them in their language. So what I'm trying to say is what y'all should do is get a translator put on your phone. That way it can make it easy. Just like me. I got one on mine and I was able to communicate with people. So if you do that, it will help you out. And say you go to a store and signs are in Spanish. If they're in Spanish, then you can type the words in the Spanish section and it'll bring it up in the English area, and it'll tell you what, like, name of a store. Say the name of the store is in Spanish. Then you can type the Spanish thing in the translator on the Spanish section, and then it'll translate it to the language that you speak, like English. And I'll tell you what the translator looks like. The translator is like a, I don't know if it's still on there or if they, upgrade it. But the language translator that I have is like a black square box with a circle thing in it. Like a blue circle that looks like a planet. That would be the translator. And it will say translator. But if you don't want to get it, that's your decision. That's up to you. But me, I keep it so that way I can translate what I say into these people's languages. Since I can't speak it with my own words. Basically, the translator is like one of those people that are with you and translate things for you. Like, say you're in a different country, like say Japan, and you run into a Japanese person that speaks English and Japanese, then you won't have to have a person with you to translate into the language that you're trying to figure out. Now, I forget what those people are called, but me, I stick with my translator. So that way, if I run into people from different cultures in the States, the United States, and say if they still can't speak English, then I can communicate. But I just wanted to put that out there. So I'm going to go and get back to watching YouTube. But leave a comment to let me know what you think about my suggestion about the translator. And I will, when I read it, I'll get back to you. Because I'm not the type of person that if you leave a comment, I'm just going to ignore it or bypass it. Because if I have to, I'll check every comment if I have a bunch. So just leave a comment. And you can also hit me up on Instagram. And you can also hit me up on Facebook. With that being said, peace.